Yes, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all viewers around the world. Welcome to the fourth edition of Supply Chain Talks, broadcasted live from the Port of Rotterdam. And as always, my name is Anoushka Lehij, and it's my pleasure to be your host the coming 45 minutes. Yes, and like the previous editions, our show is packed with industry leaders and experts who share their views and experience on the latest developments and innovations in the global supply chain. And today's show will focus on safety and security. We will discuss risks mitigation, preventions of cyber attacks, and share best practices in improving the safety and security within the global supply chain and our port. And you can be part of our discussion as well. Koen, how can the people contribute?
Thank you very much. The people can contribute by inserting all their questions in the live chat. A few of them I will bring to the table, and the rest will be answered in the chat itself.
Yes, well, wonderful. We are ready for show number 4. We hope you too.
This is us. And this is our world. In our world, we are all connected. We are all links in the same chain. Together, we drive innovation and push for sustainable solutions. We digitalize to transform into a smart port and become a CO2 neutral logistics hub. That's how we create a future for all of us. Together, we make it happen. Let's talk.
Yes, if we discuss security and reliability in the global supply chain, we cannot disregard the ongoing disruptions in the logistic chain and the impact it has on all parties involved around the world. Disruptions like the Suez Canal blockage and the COVID outbreaks at the Chinese terminals cause delays, a lake of containers, and skyrocket container prices. So the pressure on the chain seems relentless and demands unprecedented adaptability of all parties. So it was my pleasure to discuss this situation with Hans Nachtegaal, Director Containers at the Port of Rotterdam Authority. And I spoke with him about opportunities and solutions for a more resilient chain. So let's have a look. Well, Hans, welcome to the show. Nice that you find some time to talk with us. How are you doing?
Well, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to our talk, and I'm glad to be here back in the office. But most of all, I'm looking forward to meet with our customers again, because is overdue.
Yes, so a new episode in our corona crisis.
Exactly.
Yes, because we are going to talk about disruptions in this interview, not a real new phenomenon, but it seems to me that we have more disruptions now and also on a larger scale than before. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. And in shipping, you're always confronted with disruptions or things which happen, like a typhoon, a strike, issues in a terminal, issues with a vessel. So that's not new, and people are used to handling these disruptions. What is new, that we are indeed on a global scale. So therefore, having this global part is really causing the biggest problem, because there's a snowball effect of everywhere. You have these pockets of problems, and that snowballing.
Yes, so the impact is even
big impact indeed.
Bigger, yes, on all the partners in the chain. Yeah. And does it also influence the volumes of the Port of Rotterdam?
Well, it did in the beginning. Obviously, you can understand that in the first lockdown period in 2020, volumes were really going down. We had a -8% in TEUs at that time. In the second half of 2020, we saw volumes coming back, returning, and we ended at a -3% in 2020. This return of volume is luckily continuing. So we are now in the first half at plus 8.7%. You have to compare that to the first half of 2020, obviously, but still volumes are strong, and we are topping 2019 volume. So I'm actually quite okay with it.
Yes, you're okay. It's a positive line upwards.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And about the disruptions, do you think that we will go back to normal, or is this the new normal that we are facing now?
Yeah. what's normal in shipping? You know, that's always a question. What you now see is that the schedule reliability of the vessels is low, is very low, and that's one of the problems of the current situation. You can always have these pockets of problems like a new COVID issue or something like that. So that's hopefully not.
Yes.
But yeah, but first things first. First, get the schedules back to normal, and hopefully that will happen during Chinese New Year.
Yes, so schedules back to normal, the predictability more there also. But what will be the change on the longer term? Do you also think that will influence the container shipping business?
So what I expect is that companies will rethink their supply chain, but I don't think that it will fundamentally shift, because shipping has always been a cost-driven situation. And therefore what we've seen is that these costs have led to cooperation between shipping lines, forming of alliances, getting bigger vessels, and that's the fundament, is this cost. And I don't think that this will change. This fundament of cost will, so majority of containers from China on big ships, I believe that will continue to be there, but maybe some changes to the supply chain.
Yeah, so a cost-driven business that will stay there
yeah.
also in the future. That's what you expect. But just, I mean, you always see that they say never waste a good crisis. So do you see opportunities to use this momentum in a way to change the modus operandi?
Yeah, definitely. Currently, what you see is that a lot of companies try to optimize within their own reach their challenges and try to handle these challenges. But we have to cooperate better and start sharing data and getting a more efficient part. Truck drivers are confronted with congestion, and it is almost impossible for an individual truck driver or a company to change that situation. But there is, on the other hand, availability of space in the evenings and during the weekends, so that truck drivers can pick up a container without congestion. However, they cannot bring the containers to their final customers because they are closed during the weekend or in the evening. So what we should do is talk together with these final customers, with the truckers, with the terminals, and see how can we cooperate and make sure that this is a possibility for having a more efficient situation. And that's what we're promoting.
Yes, so it's about working together, communicate, sharing data. So I think digital tools are very important for that. But let's also talk about the physical infrastructure, because that's also one of the keys to create a smoothly running supply chain. So what could you tell us about those projects that you're working on?
So there is a number of projects which I want to mention. First is the container exchange route, which is a non-public road connecting the deep sea terminals, and that makes the transfer of containers more smoother and more efficient. We are also deepening some of the basins in the port, which will cater for bigger vessels and even larger vessels which we can handle. We are constructing the quay sites on the Amalia haven, allowing for further expansion of the terminals there. And also on the rail network, the Theemsweg tracé is also being constructed, making a more smoother rail connection.
And let's also talk about the accessibility of the European hinterland, also very important for Rotterdam. So can you explain us, what do you do to ensure a consistent flow to the hinterland?
Yeah. What we do is we try to make sure that all the modalities, so barge, rail, truck and feeders, are able in a good way to pick up these containers. And we have a number of digital projects which we are doing. And I can mention, for instance, NextLogic, which is a barge optimization tool, which we will introduce shortly. But we also have a very good port base, the port community system. We work with Route Scanner Navigate, which allows the shippers and the forwarders to quickly look for the best route. And these are a few examples which we are working on to make sure that on the digital side we are also very much keen and work on a better product on the modalities.
Yes, so physical infrastructure, digital tools to reinsure also the mainland. So what can you tell us about regions? Are there also regions more important, or do you have focus regions in Europe?
Yeah, the regions which we are, obviously the Rhine area, which is our traditional hinterland, which can be well connected via barge and train. Brabant and Limburg, the province in the south of Holland, connecting to multiple ports, multiple terminals in the northwest Europe area. So therefore, very important that we have a good connection into Rotterdam, but also looking into south of Germany, Poland, Italy, and these are things. And I think it's also good to mention that we have people in these regions available. So we have local representatives looking after our customers in these regions, and we have a shippers and forwarders team who are helping these customers directly, but also doing analysis on their supply chain via the Scope project, for instance.
Yes. Well, you mentioned also the digital tools. So the Port of Rotterdam is investing heavily in digitalization and in optimizing the entire chain, also far beyond their own physical borders. So do you think that is also a logical role for a port authority?
Yeah, we addressed that we are in a global situation, a global supply chain. You see that it is really, and I've addressed that people should look beyond their own area and start cooperating. And therefore, the effectiveness of the tools which we are using will only be if we start cooperating with the rest of the world as well. Start cooperating with and start data sharing with other terminals as well, so that our tools which we are using in Rotterdam becomes more effective.
Yes, so practice what you preach.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to close this interview, Hans, what would be your last advice or your main advice actually to strengthen the global supply chain and to build a resilient chain that can better handle disruptions that we experience nowadays?
For me, there are two areas or two items which I want to mention. Is start cooperating and start sharing data. I think these are the two items which are make, if we are really good at those, that we become a more efficient port. And by becoming a more efficient port, we all benefit. I know that's a slogan of a company, but we will definitely all benefit from that, and there will be more containers into Rotterdam.
So cooperation, data sharing, those are key.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Hans, for this interview and sharing your insights with us. And I'm looking forward to go back to the studio to continue this conversation with our guests. Thank you. Yes, back to the studio, talking about safety, because safety is a broad concept. It can relate to social safety, water safety, workplace safety, and cybersecurity. And the Port of Rotterdam Authority and its partners, they use a variety of services and projects to make the port as safe as possible for everyone. Combating criminal networks, corruption, and preventing illegal transit of goods and persons are, amongst others, the top priorities. And in today's show, we will talk about risk mitigation, prevention of cyber attacks, and best practices for optimizing security in the supply chain. Because next to safety in the port, safety in a logistic chain has become of vital importance over the past years. So I'm very, very glad to introduce my guests here at the table. First of all, Rob Gutteling. Rob, welcome. You're Head of Vessel Traffic Services and Deputy Harbour Master at the Port of Rotterdam.
Yeah, thank you.
Next to you, Evelyn Braas, you're the director of FIRM, and Sarah Geerts-Lachman, team leader at the Dutch Customs Administration, located here in the Port of Rotterdam. Well, welcome to the Supply Chain Talks. Evelyn, let me begin with you, because I can imagine that our viewers, that they have a general understanding what the traffic, the vessel traffic service is doing and the Customs Administration. But what about FIRM? What is your company? What is it about?
Well, FIRM, it's a non-profit organization, a cooperation between public and private organization. And FIRM, it's not an abbreviation, it's ferm. It's standing strong.
Yeah, it's a Dutch word.
It's actually a Dutch word, and that's exactly what we aim to do in the area of cyber resilience. We want to strengthen among ourselves against cyber attacks.
Yes, because why is that such an important topic nowadays?
Well, you can read it in the news. Every newspaper, every day is talking about some kind of cyber incidents. Every 1 in 5 companies will get hit this year. It's not a matter if, but it's a matter when you get to deal with cyber incidents, and their effects can be huge. Did you know that 71% of all command systems have a vulnerability?
71%.
71% still have a vulnerability nowadays. So that's significant.
Yes, because what are the main threats for companies in the port of those that are using the facilities of the port?
Well, I would say, in my opinion, the number 1 threat still is ransomware. It's huge. It's a global threat, and it threatens your own business continuity. So that's more of a business threat. The second one, I would say, its impact on the physical infrastructure, on the physical domain. If a big company in the harbor gets put out of business, it interacts through rails, through fairways. So the impact on the physical infrastructure is also a big threat. And third, and I would say that's a typical harbor problem, is storage spoofing. Spoofing, fake websites, companies pretending they act in or on behalf of the Port of Rotterdam, but in fact are false. And they claim to make deals, but you actually end up.
Yes.
So
important threats also to
Yes.
share with our viewers, of course. So Rob, do you recognize those threats that Evelyn is describing?
Yeah, absolutely. The Harbour Master's main focus is on nautical safety, which is around all the ships visiting our port. And of course, it relies thereby on huge amounts of data to be exchanged between all the parties which are participating in the process. So yeah, a disruption would have great input.
Yes, because nautical safety, could you elaborate a little bit more? What is nautical safety?
Yeah, nautical safety is more about safety around the water. We want to avoid dangerous traffic accidents or other incidents to happen, and ships therefore are assisted by all sorts of nautical service providers. And they are getting informed of all the risks which are surrounding them when they are entering the port.
Yes, because the Port of Rotterdam, it is a huge, a very large area to control. How can you control such a large area?
Well, you cannot not control it as one party. I mean, all the stakeholders involved should have their own responsibility, and they have. I mean, terminals, they have their own safety procedures and regulations. The Port of Rotterdam, as an organization, services them, all the companies in the port with a safe infrastructure. And the Harbour Master, for instance, is safeguarding all the ships to make safe operations whilst they're sailing around.
Yes, because so Evelyn, I think Rob and his team are very important stakeholders for FIRM.
yes, they are. And they're more than a stakeholder. Actually, they're one of our founding partners. And they are key in the harbor safety. They also have a cyber access point, which is 24/7 You can report incidents 24/7 there. So yes, they're very important.
Yes, because how does it work in practice then? When in theory, when the port has an incident on cyber attack, what will be the procedure then? Can they call you? Are you going to make a solution for them?
Well, typically we're more on prevention. So sharing information, we will certainly share it in our trusted community. And if there's a knowledgeable partner which has a solution, we will provide and we will assist you in that. We will also provide you with preventive training, with awareness sessions, also in maturing. But we do not have a computer emergency response team with 24/7 on call. So we do not have that. We're more in the prevention loop. But we certainly will assist any company that has an incident.
Yeah, so it's about prevention, awareness, and also joining the forces.
Yes.
Yes. Well, another essential link in safety and security at the Port of Rotterdam is, of course, the Dutch Customs Administration. Well, Sarah, safety has become a hot topic at the port recently, but it must have been a top priority for you for many years already now, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. Safety has been a hot topic for us since 9/11. And it is also part of our mission as the Dutch Customs Administration. If you know that about 30% of all goods come through the Port of Rotterdam destined for Europe, then we have an important task to be a gatekeeper.
Yes, a gatekeeper, and not only at the port, but also for the outborder for Europe. So what is the Customs Administration doing to protect the outborder and the Port of Rotterdam?
Well, it is impossible for us to check all the goods that go through the port. So we work risk-based. Therefore, we look at different aspects based on security, safety, health, environment, economy. And we also do random checks. And we have an enforcement vision that focuses on the level of compliance of the different companies. And we also look at the certification they have. And those combined, we look at the different internal control measures every company takes. And so they have to be proven compliant. And then we can look at the different control mechanisms we use. So our controls are less disruptive or when they have been proven to be compliant. If they are not, we do more physical checks.
Yes. You also brought a video to demonstrate how you collaborate, but also how you cooperate with the national and international businesses. So I will suggest that we take a look.
The Dutch coast forms a European border, and so our procedures involving the traffic of people and goods need to meet European requirements. Our security must satisfy all member states, and so we work closely with all national customs authorities within the European Union in building one single system of enforcement. We believe cooperation and information exchange between national customs agencies can lead to the development of both trusted trade lanes and smart and secure lanes. That's why we provide foreign colleagues with information concerning the reliability of certified logistical partners and the presence of identified high-risk cargoes. We expect the same of them, as part of our belief that information concerning inspection and risk control should be shared following pre-agreed criteria. That's why we have intensive cooperation and communication with several countries all over the world. International cooperation between customs authorities and civilian partners, as well as investment in intelligent risk management, are vital elements in achieving a responsible balance between expedience and security. They allow us to focus our attention where it's needed most, around high-risk cargoes and around high service levels for our clients.
Yes, Sarah, nice video. Is it safe to say that security and safety is more related to goods than to systems and processes?
Well, we do think that both are important to us because data flows and exchange of information is crucial for us to build our intelligence. So therefore we cooperate with different companies and also with different law enforcement agencies.
Yes, because for the port, of course, it's very important to have a service that's very efficient and also very flawless, as flawless as possible. And I can imagine that from your perspective, that is not your main objective. Or am I wrong?
One of our aims is also to improve the competitiveness of the Netherlands and also of the European Union. So we try to do our checks as less disruptive as possible. For example, we have different scan equipment, and those are not at the area of the customs administration itself, but they are on the terminals. So the flawlessness of the logistical chain is improved.
Yes, well, that's also wonderful to hear because I think, Rob, a fast and efficient clearance procedure also helps you to ensure the safety and also the throughput at vessel traffic services.
Yeah, sure. I mean, our organizations are sharing the same, let's say, interest, and we are finding the efficiency in the port process very important.
Yes, because do you have examples how you work together?
Yeah, for instance, we work together by approving ISPS certification facilities of ISPS.
Yes, and what do you expect for the future if we talk about safety?
Well, we see that data flows and digital exchange to support systems are very related and they will have increasingly importance. So also for the shipping process in the port.
Yes, do you agree, Sarah?
Definitely, yeah. We need more information to build our intelligence, but we're also, we rely on good information.
Yes, so relation, data, that is key. And then, Evelyn, we are also in your business. It must sound like music for your ears then.
Yeah, well, I'm very glad to hear that information security is top priority because it is, and I think that it should be the top priority for the coming years. And obviously we sing the same song in this music. So yes, I think cooperation is also the only way to become the world's safest port.
Yes, cooperation is key. Well, let's also see if we have some questions from our viewers. Koen.
Yeah, we have. I picked one out of the chat. All the others will be answered in the chat itself. Evelyn, is it possible for all companies to join FIRM? And how can they join?
Yes.
Well, obviously, I'd like as many companies to join FIRM because the more companies that join, the more power we have and the safer we can be together. However, it's a trusted community and companies can participate based on trust and basically if they're related to the Harbour Industrial Complex.
Yes.
So this. And how can they join? Well, if they send a message to contact@firmrotterdam.nl, then we will surely pick up the application.
Okay, well, wonderful. And thank you, of course, Sarah, for joining us and sharing your information about security and safety in the port. Thank you, and good luck with the job. Because now it's time for our coffee catch-up. And we sent our colleague, Lieselotte Lorenzo Sanchez, to visit Nesca Container Line, an inland shipping and rail operator. And she talked about innovations and sustainability goals. So let's have a look at a coffee catch-up.
Ik ben vanmiddag op de Maasvlakte met Marianne van Schouwen van Nesca Containerlijn. Dit is een binnenvaart- en railoperator die containers vervoert vanaf de zeeterminals tot aan het achterland. Hey Marianne, goedemiddag.
Hey, hallo.
Hoe is het?
Ja, goed, met jou.
Leuk, ja, leuk om je hier te ontmoeten. Ik heb een
Zeker.
kopje koffie bij me. Als je
Lekker.
er trek in hebt.
Tuurlijk.
Ja,
altijd.
hartstikke leuk.
Dankjewel.
Alsjeblieft.
Kom, we gaan naar binnen.
Marianne, kan je me vertellen waar we nu precies zijn?
Ja, wij staan hier nu in de stuurhut van de Factor voor, een van onze schepen. Nu op de Maasvlakte en we wachten eigenlijk tot we naar de volgende terminal mogen. Met onze barges en onze treinen verbinden wij het Rijn-Ruhrgebied. Dat is een van de belangrijkste regio's in Europa.
Kan je me ook wat meer vertellen over deze specifieke barge?
Deze barge vaart autonoom. Dat is vrij uniek, want wij zijn echt bezig met een stukje innovatie en toch het milieubewustzijn uiteraard. En het is echt wel iets wat wij belangrijk vinden en waar wij al lang mee bezig zijn en ook in de toekomst verder willen innoveren.
Heeft dat de afgelopen tijd in de coronaperiode ook impact gehad? Of hoe zijn jullie die tijd doorgekomen?
Ja, ik denk dat was wel voor iedereen wel een lastige periode. Dat was eventjes schrikken, eventjes aanpoten, maar dankzij onze goede IT-systemen en de flexibiliteit van de medewerkers zijn we de coronaperiode heel goed doorgekomen. Dus we zijn heel trots op ons team.
Als je spreekt over IT-systemen, maken jullie daar ook op andere manieren gebruik van?
Ja, we hebben zelf inderdaad vrij unieke IT-systemen waar wij gebruik van maken om onze barges en treinen zo efficiënt mogelijk te kunnen plannen. En daarnaast maken we ook gebruik van platformen zoals routescanner.
De afgelopen tijd zijn de containertarieven enorm gestegen. Je ziet dat daar een enorme druk op komt. Merken jullie daar ook nog iets in?
Ja, zeker. Wij hebben vrij veel last natuurlijk gehad van de pieken en dalen en alle gebeurtenissen wereldwijd de afgelopen periode. Het heeft echt wel invloed gehad op ons. Dankzij onze goede IT-systemen komen we deze periode heel goed door.
Ja, wat trekt je nou eigenlijk in de containerlogistiek?
Nou ja, kijk eens om je heen. Het is toch echt prachtig, deze wereld.
Je had het net over routescanner. Jullie zijn daar zichtbaar op als Nesca Containerlijn. Wat biedt het platform eigenlijk voor jullie?
Nou, wij willen de internationale organisaties aantrekken. Onze naamsbekendheid uiteraard vergroten, maar daarnaast ook de binnenvaart en het railtransport letterlijk en vrolijk op de kaart zetten.
Binnen het platform Routescanner kan je kiezen voor duurzame opties. Hoe gaat Nesca Containerlijn om met duurzaamheid?
Nou, wij zijn er echt al jaren mee bezig met het verduurzamen en proberen de last mile per truck zo klein mogelijk te houden. En daarnaast merken wij ook dat onze klanten dit steeds vaker eisen, wat wij natuurlijk hartstikke mooi vinden.
Ik heb ook gehoord dat jullie al de eerste aanvragen binnen hebben gekregen via Routescanner. Hoe is dat gegaan?
Ja, hartstikke goed. De eerste aanvragen zijn binnen en er zijn zelfs al opdrachten uitgerold.
Bedankt voor de update Marianne en voor je tijd. Ik wens je heel veel succes bij Nesca Containerlijn.
Dankjewel.
Vanaf de Maasvlakte zeg ik tot ziens en terug naar jou Anoushka.
Yes, thank you very much, Lieslotte. Yes, joining me now to discuss a digital solution that facilitates a seamless flow of goods, information and finance are Marcel van Brugge. Welcome to the show. You're a manager transport at ABC Logistics.
Right.
Well, on this side, Ruud Housemans, Program Manager Digitalization and Sustainability at the Dutch Fresh Produce Center.
Right.
And next to you, Raoul Tan, Director at Navi Porta. Well, welcome to the show. Gentlemen, all men
Thank you.
this time. Yes. Well, Ruud, let me start with you, because could you explain to us what it is that your association does?
Yes, Fresh Produce Center is an association of companies who are all working with trading fruit and vegetables, importing, producing them and exporting them. And we have about 325 members, and we are supporting them in their work to do their business and to get them more, in my case, more digitalized and to support their processes worldwide.
Yeah, 325 members, all Dutch companies?
Yes, we are a Dutch organization. These are Dutch companies, with some of them more international holdings and things like that. But this is focused on the Dutch trade to 150 countries, and especially because of the Port of Rotterdam here.
Yes, and what are the trends and developments in your sector?
What's very important is, and already was, but this is increasing now, that a lot of people now see that fruit and vegetables are really healthy products, fresh products,
Also due to COVID.
Because of COVID, yes, definitely. But what now is more important is that to deliver all those fresh products, they have to be delivered on time, with high quality, with extra complexity, with transport worldwide, also to the UK. And that is why it is very increasing the using and the transporting of fruit and vegetables. But we have some, how you call it, difficulties.
Yeah, difficulties because of the Brexit, of course, because the UK is a very important trade partner. So what is the major impact of the Brexit on the daily business of your members?
That has everything to do with the administration. Also the physical transport. There are about 50,000 trailers going to the UK each year, with about 300,000 consignments. There's a lot. There is sometimes delays, but also all those papers, all those extra custom checks, food safety checks. That is an extra load and balance for the organizations.
Yes, so a lot of paperwork, safety checks, regulations. Do you recognize the situation,
Yes,
Marcel?
I recognize completely, because when we are trading these goods, these fresh produce and perishables, it's very important that these products are coming in a short time, as low as the costs are at our customer in the UK.
Yes,
So very important.
very important. So what is the biggest challenge you're facing now by...
The biggest challenge is a lot of administration actions. Besides import duties, we have handling costs, such as making documents, declarations, inspection of goods. So that increased the cost is enormously per shipment.
Yes, so it costs a lot of money, because how does it affect your financial position as an organization?
Well, it affects mainly on the price of our goods, and everyone has the same problem. Everyone has the same handling costs. So we can see that the volumes are increasing, but
So we are in this together, but
exactly. So,
And how many shipments do you have on a yearly basis?
I cannot explain how much shipments, but for our Best Fresh trading groups, company in our group, England is the top 5 in our top 5 export countries.
Yes.
So very important.
Very important. Yeah, because Ruud, 325 members, you already mentioned it. So the administrative impact of Brexit is enormous for your members.
It is, yes. About over 1 billion euros is exported by Dutch companies to UK. But like I said before, because of the increased administration load, more custom checks and food safety checks, it has all to be done by people. It takes time. It takes a lot of costs extra with other partners in the logistic processes. So it is not good for the organizations to export to UK.
Yes. And Raoul, then you come into the story, because exactly this bottleneck you discovered, but you also developed a solution for it, isn't it?
Yeah, you're spot on. At Naviporta, we're all about turning challenges into opportunity. And when this bottleneck presented itself, we immediately saw the potential impact. We had a jump start. We already developed Naviporta, a neutral platform for interoperability throughout the global supply chain. And we're able to connect the right services to the right governmental bodies and systems, effectively assuring that exporting companies such as ABC Logistics are empowered to save time and money. And effectively, this all comes down to the Key Connect solution, which can be best explained to a short movie.
Yes, because you brought a movie. So let's take a look.
Does the administrative burden of export to the UK weigh down on your business? Save time and money with Key Connect's automated custom clearance solution. Recently, shippers and cargo owners in logistics have faced an increase in administrative workload. The same goes for the risk of errors and delays. A proven solution is now at hand. Key Connect is a service that fully digitizes and automates the whole clearance process for transport into the UK. The solution offers direct integration with the UK authorities and can connect to the port community system in the country of origin. All parties involved have real-time access to the cargo-related documents and visibility on the whereabouts of the exported cargo. So Key Connect offers a worry-free workflow, thanks to automatic status updates and alerts up until the goods arrive at their destination. The service simplifies the submission of necessary documents, and this will save you time and money. Key Connect runs on Naviporter, a neutral blockchain platform that enables interoperability. Users stay in full control of their data, while Naviporter guarantees and verifies the origin, uniqueness, and ownership of data. This digital service is easy to use on many different devices and operating systems. Key Connect, your solution for automated customs clearance into the UK.
Yes, Raoul, a very clear video of the tool. So what makes Key Connect such a clever solution?
I would say it's a combination of things. So on the one hand, we had a very clear problem statement going into this. So what is the impact of Brexit for companies exporting goods into the UK? We immediately involved market parties, such as the Fresh Produce Center and ABC Logistics. We then combined the relevant services with Naviporta platform, which is underpinned by blockchain technology and therefore allows for interoperability and proof points, so proof of existence, origin, ownership, and delivery. And if you then integrate this with regulatory bodies and systems such as the UK Customs System, HMRC, and the Dutch Port Community System, Portbase, and you automate the workflow, you're basically able to maximize value for companies such as ABC Logistics.
Yes.
And as always, the proof is in the pudding. Well, thankfully, we had a very successful pilot, and ABC Logistics was able to get a net efficiency gain of an average of 500 euros a day. They were able to manage their entire custom clearance process in a fully digital and digitized manner. And they had an increased customer service because they were able to provide visibility to their UK clients on what's the whereabouts of their cargo.
Yes, so it sounds like a great tool, actually, with a lot of potential to make the chain more flexible and efficient. So does it really make your life easier, Marcel?
Of course, as a trading, for our trading companies in the Best Fresh, it's very important that we service our UK customers at the lowest price. So I think this is a good tool to get that done.
Yes, so it does make your life easier as well. Yes. Because Raoul, can our viewers already participate? Can they join the tool?
They almost can. We're very happy to announce that we'll have ABC as our launching customer, and we have targeted the go-live date to go into production on the 18th of October. But the solution is open for everybody to use. And if you're a company from anywhere in the world and you're exporting goods directly to the UK, we're more than happy to talk to you as of today.
Okay, but the launching date is the 18th of October.
Correct.
Yes, and it's not only available for Dutch business shipping then?
No, certainly not. It's we're open, we're neutral, so we're open for anybody to join. Key Connect is our initial service. We will keep on adding functionality, coping with the upcoming rules and regulations, and we actively invite companies active in the field of logistics or trade finance to join our network and offer their services through Naviporta as well.
Yes, wonderful. Yes, because can it be a change?
Certainly a game changer.
A game, exactly, yes. A game changer. Can it be a game changer?
Yes.
Certainly is. Yeah. Do you also agree?
Yeah, definitely for the whole sector, because it is not only digitalizing the complex process, but it is also providing more transparency and trust in the whole trading process. So it is a big step, and hopefully many organizations will join this solution.
Yeah, well, wonderful. Let's see also if there are any questions from our viewers as well. Koen.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I picked one question out of all the questions that will be answered in the chat. Ruud, Security is the basis of trust and sharing data. How does KeyConnect contribute to this?
Yes, security, our previous topic.
Yes, and very important topic. Security is very well implemented also in this solution because of the platform, what we call blockchain. Like I said, trust is very important. And in also this solution, by using the technology of blockchain, the security is well defined and also well managed through the whole process, according to the privacy, but also the real accuracy of the right data in the whole process.
Yes.
So it is implemented and well managed in this solution.
Yes, so the technical solution is actually providing the security
Yes,
then.
yes.
Well, great question. And thank you very much for sharing the knowledge and also introducing the KeyConnect solution. So thank you very much for this. And now it's time for you, Koen, to share the latest updates from in and around the Port of Rotterdam in your newsflash.
Thank you, Anoushka. The commissioning of the innovative CES energy system for inland shipping is a fact. On the 6th of September, Zero Emission Services CES commenced with the Alphenaar, the first Dutch inland vessel to use interchangeable energy containers for propulsion. The Alphenaar sails between Alphen aan den Rijn and Moerdijk and is transporting beer for Heineken, CES' first end customer. The energy containers, called CES bags, are standard 20-foot containers filled with batteries, which are charged with green electricity. CES' ambition is to scale up in the short term and aims to realize 30 zero-emission shipping routes by 2030. The company was founded last year by ENGIE, ING, Wärtsilä and the Port of Rotterdam Authority with the support of the Ministry of Infrastructure and Water Management, thereby taking an important step in the transition to emission-free inland shipping. As of the 1st of October, stricter requirements will apply for all maritime import cargo from outside the European Union into the Netherlands. The Dutch Customs Administration will then commence the phase implementation of the so-called CVB. CVB is the Dutch abbreviation for Container Release Message. Contrary to its name, the CVB equally applies to containers, trailers, general cargo and bulk cargo. A special English language website will explain how, as a foreigner shipper, you or your forwarder or carrier acting on your behalf can ensure that your cargo always enters the European Union quickly and efficiently to the Dutch port. All information about the CVB is available at the website readyforcvb.com. Every year, millions of containers are unloaded in the Port of Rotterdam, from where they are forwarded to destinations in the hinterland. Collecting these containers in the port is a complicated process. This procedure also entitles several risks. Various parties in the Port of Rotterdam area have been working together on a pilot project over the last months in order to develop a safer procedure of releasing containers. The project revolves around a new blockchain application called Secure Container Release, developed by T-mining, which replaces the PIN code, a widely used verification method in the transport segment, with a digital token, a solution that is significantly less susceptible to fraud. It is not only intended to make container handling more efficient, but also safer. For more information, visit tmining.be. The construction of the Alblasserdam Logistics Center has been completed. The distribution center of almost 66,000 square meters developed by Goodman will be officially opened on the 15th of October. By leasing close to 39,000 square meters, Japanese manufacturer Kubota will occupy 4 out of 6 units at the Alblasserdam Logistics Center. This cutting-edge and highly sustainable XXL distribution center is conveniently located next to the BCTN container terminal Alblasserdam, allowing Kubota to efficiently import and distribute their goods to customers from the Port of Rotterdam via inland shipping throughout Northern Europe. During the World Port Days on Saturday, 4th of September at around 1600 hours, Everace arrived at Hutchison Port ECT Rotterdam at the ECT Delta terminal. It is the first time that this ship calls for the Port of Rotterdam. It was delivered in July by Samsung Heavy Industries in South Korea. The ship, with a length of 400 meters and a width of 61 meters, has a capacity of 23,992 TEU. That is 28 20-foot containers more than the HSM Algeciras that arrived in Rotterdam on 20 June. This makes it the largest container ship in the world. For this special occasion, Ever Ace was fully loaded on the outside with grass green containers of shipping company Evergreen. A very special sight. Thanks for watching all the news updates. Back to you, Anushka.
Yes, thank you, Koen. Yes, and we have reached already the end of the show. So thank you all for watching the 4th edition of our Supply Chain Talks, brought to you live from the Port of Rotterdam. And let's meet again the 8th of December, when we will broadcast a special edition live from Stuttgart, Germany. And for more information about the topics of today, please visit our website, portofrotterdam.com, or contact your business manager at the Port of Rotterdam Authority. And don't forget, make sure that you will listen to our latest podcast, which I will discuss the digital security and the threat of cyber attacks with Evelyn Brass of Firm, and she will share some very interesting insights on matters that influence all of us. So don't forget to listen to the podcast. Well, I look forward to seeing you next time, and in the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye-bye.